Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Bogey King. We're glad you're here today. Today is another video in our Golf 101 series. It's actually a follow-up to one of my previous videos, and I think you're going to find this information extremely interesting, I hope. I think that previous video was somewhat controversial based on the comments. It is not only one of my most viewed videos, it's also one of my most commented videos. And if you're wondering what it is, the video is how far should I hit my clubs? So this video is how far should I hit my clubs, take 2 or version 2, because I have some additional information that I think really brings the conversation to life as it relates to you and your golf. So stay tuned, we're gonna get into it. Before we do, just a reminder, if you're not a subscriber, click that subscribe button, hit that bell to get notified when new videos come out. We put new content out every Saturday at 11 a.m. Here at Bogey King Golf. We seek to inspire, to educate, to do product reviews, and have fun. You know, I am an average golfer, a mid to high handicapper. I am coming to the game for fun, for, time outdoors, and so I'm trying to bring a different perspective, something that I think is needed and something that I think will benefit all of us to have that positive mindset. Without further ado, let's get into this information and talk about how far should I hit my clubs. Now, if you watched that video before, something that I failed to consider when I did my research was club head speed. Now, I know that when I looked at the research and I've gone back and looked at the information that I found, that was part of the considerations for the group that put those numbers together. However, what I didn't take into consideration was talking about and thinking about the different age groups, the different speed of swing, and how that impacts the speed in which your ball or the distance in which your ball is supposed to go. So I found this chart that I've actually shared with several friends. I've seen it online several different times, but it comes from our friends at WRX Golf. I'll put a link in the description below to their page. But ultimately, it is a chart that shows by club and by club head speed how far your ball should go, or what you should expect to get in terms of distance out of your golf shots. Now, the reason I want to dive back into this is because I've had conversations recently with friends of mine who I play with, who I've been out in the course with, and one of them recently said, I just can't wait till I hit my driver over 300 yards. I can't wait till I hit 300 yards. Now, I'm pretty excited. Personally, I have hit that mark on a few occasions now. My driver distances have increased. I think I've shared that in previous videos. But at the end of the day, I know that's not realistic for me. And I know that based on my own numbers and my own statistics. I also know that based on the data that I found, on things like this, this chart. And so I want to kind of put it up here. So I'm going to put the chart up here. You can take a look. And I'm just going to sit for a second, let you absorb some of this, and I'm going to leave it up while we talk about what this talks through. So you can see on the left-hand side, you have the clubs. On the top, you have the club head speed. Now, this has club head speed ranging from 60 miles per hour all the way up to 140. 140 is insane. 60 is definitely slow, but neither one of these is wrong. Neither one of these is, good or bad. It is what it is based on who you are and how you play the game of golf. Now, I did find this little bit of information that qualifies some of this before we get into it. So golf.com has some numbers on typically how fast people swing. So on average, a PGA Tour Pro has an average swing speed of upwards of 110 miles per hour. So 110 miles per hour or more. Scratch golfers, the better amateur golfers, average around 106 miles an hour per swing speed. They say high single-digit handicaps hover in the 97 mile per hour area, and an average golfer swing the club about 93 miles an hour. Now, that is averages, that is based on large groups of people and data that they've collected. And so again, individual results may vary. So please take that into consideration when we're going through this. Now, I know from using my Garmin G80, which I've done a video on, I'll put a link in the description below to that if you haven't seen it. It's a great tool for measuring some of this information, but one of the things that does is it helps me measure club head speed. So I know that typically for me on average, I'm anywhere from 95 up to 100, and then on my best days, I can be, I think I've gotten up to like 104. I've managed to get 110 one time, just trying to swing the ever-living daylights out of the club, and I got it, but the ball was literally like, so far right, it didn't matter. But at the end of the day, I think that's kind of the key that I'm trying to get to, is you can look at all these numbers And at the end of the day, would you rather be 230, 210, 200 yards even down the middle of the fairway, or would you rather be 250 yards sliced off into the woods? And when it comes to the game of golf, you know, you want to enjoy it, you want to have fun. And yes, everybody wants to hit those bombs, but at the end of the day, it's not realistic for most of us. And that's okay. And so if you're looking at this chart, you know, so if I'm going to look at myself, I am, again, in that 90 to 100 mile an hour club head speed. When I look at this driver, I can expect that I should hit my driver anywhere between like 232 to 258. Now, when I did my last video, I did share with you that my average drive at that time was around 230. Now, I've put in some work, I've taken, you know, some instruction, and I'm happy to report that I have actually improved my averages to now I'm upwards of 245 to 250. So I've added almost 20 yards to my drives with instruction, with tons, I mean like literally tons of practice. Just this week, I managed to hit a 304-yard drive, really 305, but I had a little bit of a tailwind. I did catch the downhill, but it was awesome. But again, I was excited, and I automatically knew that that's not what I'm going to hit every single time. And I think that expectation is worth setting. So if you go back to the list, you can see there's differences, again, for each of them. But if I'm looking at like 3-wood, looking at 5-wood, hybrids, your 3-4 irons, you know, every club is going to have a difference, you know, when it comes to your swing speed, when it comes to the distance. But I think this chart is something that's handy to know. And then if you have the opportunity to get out and actually go to a driving range that has, you know, the golf computers, has a TrackMan, or maybe you know someone who has one of the Garmin devices that can track your club head speed and your distances, I just think that goes a long way to helping you understand and knowing what your distances truly are. And then you can actually work to improve. And so there's different exercises. We're not going to go into that now where you can improve your swing speed. But again, you have to have the right technique and the right swing speed in order to hit the ball right, get a solid strike, and get that distance you're looking for. Just kind of working through here. So I want to go with where I fit into this. And so I mentioned that I've been averaging about 245. And so I fall right in the middle of that 90 to, you know, 100, maybe a little bit more towards the higher end. I don't hit my 3-wood a ton, but when you're looking at this, you know, on average in that ballpark, it's between 195 to 217. I hit my 3-wood on average about 200 and let's see, 10 yards. So I don't hit it a lot. I don't hit it great. It's something that I need to work on. And so, you know, for me, it is what it is. I tend to favor my 3 hybrid anyway. So if I jump down to like 3 iron, let's just say it's the equivalent of like the 3 hybrid, give or take a few, it says that, you know, you should be at the 90 to 100, you should expect 170 to 189 in terms of, you know, distance on your 3 iron. I hit my 3 hybrid on average about 199 to 200 yards. So I'm above that, but again, it's, you know, that club is designed to give you that lift and that difference. If I jump down to say my 5 iron, you know, here it says between 90 to 100, I should be between 156 and 173. I on average hit my 5 iron 168 yards. Now, real quick, where I get this information from is I have a Garmin S62 golf watch. I use that to track my distances. That feeds into their system, and I'm able to get this printout of all my clubs, all my max distances, and then my average distances. So that, again, really helps in knowing, and then that watch actually suggests, when I'm out on the course, it actually suggests what club to hit when I'm out there, and you know, what based on the distance I have left. Moving down to my 6 iron, this here suggests between 147 to like 163. My 6 iron, I'm in the ballpark of about 162, so I'm on maybe more the higher end of that. 7 iron here between 138 and 154. My 7 iron is around 155. My 8 iron is about 146, so that's, you know, about the top of that range based on, again, that club head speed. And then 9 iron is 100 and let's see, 39 here. Or no, sorry, that's wrong. My 9 iron is around 126, and then my pitching wedge, I hit my pitching wedge really well. You know, the data is the data, so I'm sharing it with you. I'm showing that my average, my pitching wedge is about 139. You know, I feel really confident hitting that club full speed, you know, halfway light. I strike it well, and so, you know, it's a club that I really enjoy using. So at the end of the day, I'm sharing this with you because you know, we're a Bogey King Golf here. We are honest, we're open, we're transparent. I have said several times I'm a mid to high handicapper, and so, you know, I am the average golfer. I enjoy golf. I love being out there. My hope in sharing this with you is that you can be more open and honest too, and that you can have a more fun round because you're not setting unrealistic expectations. I think that's one of the biggest barriers to golf is people have these unrealistic expectations that intimidate them, that make them nervous, and you don't have to have them. Man, woman, child, person, it doesn't matter. Just get out there and try and have fun. So I hope that this is helpful. I'll put a link again below that has the link to this data. I'll put a link to some of the other things that I found talking about club head, speed, ball distance, there's all kinds of factors. So it's something that we're not going to cover at all in a short video. But I hope you found this interesting. I hope you found this helpful. If you do, drop a comment below. Let me know. Give me an idea of what your speeds are, what your distances look like, if they resonate with this. If you don't, again, I got a lot of comments in that last video, and I love it. I love talking with all of you because at the end of the day, this is here for you, and this is hopefully helpful for you. So again, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, and get that bell clicked. It goes a long way to help the channel. I know a lot of you who watch are not subscribed, and that one little click goes just so far to help us. We would love to get our goal now of 1,000 subscribers. We're well on our way, but we still have a ways to go, so we'd love the help there. As we say every week here at Bogey King Golf, you can still have fun even when you're playing +1. So I hope between now and next week, you get out and you play some golf, and we'll talk to you next Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So until then, everyone, have a great week. We'll see you soon. All right, bye-bye.